This is exciting. It's that familiar orange line on the box there. And this is the one that a lot of you have been telling me that you were looking forward to right back from when we covered the Tab Ultra initially. It looks on paper certainly like it's exactly what you would expect it to be. The question is, can we have the Boox super refresh technology and excellent battery life? Just feels so at home, so light, certainly compared to the Tab Ultra series. It is the Pen Plus rather than the Pen 2 Pro that you get as standard in this. You get a TF card removal tool, which is not for SIM cards because it doesn't have that, but it does have space for expandable storage, which is cool. And you get a USB cable. And you get the documentation, which I'm not sure why I even bother showing you this, because, you know, I'm not going to have a little look through it. Quick start guide, turn it on and do what it says on the screen. It's really nice. Rounded corners and this slim design. I think it's 5.8 millimeters thick. I was expecting a paper feeling screen. Yeah, nice feeling screen. And a micro SD card slot, which is new into this range. Ah, they moved the power button to the same place as the Tab Ultra, and it looks like it's also a fingerprint reader. That's very welcome. Some might be disappointed that it doesn't come with the Pen 2 Pro, but this is a perfectly acceptable pen. And well, they do have to differentiate the lineup somehow. The other exciting thing is it's now a Qualcomm 2.2 gigahertz octa-core processor. And this is all only $50 more than the Note Air 2 Plus currently is. It's been some time since the Note Air 2 Plus. I will make a full comparison video between this and the Note Air 2 Plus. I don't know why, but I leave my Boox devices on Beijing time. Cool, looks nice. Yeah, it does automatically go in the older Note style homepage. I wonder if you can actually change that in the settings. You can see it is Android 12, which is an update. So this is the one that so many of you have been waiting for. I had lots of comments saying that you're skipping the Tab Ultra and skipping the Tab Ultra C, and that you're waiting for this device, the Note Air 3C. You've skipped the black and white version and they've gone straight for this color version. It has a really nice blue kind of grey sheen to it. It's not that old brash blue of the first Note Air and Note Air 2. It's not the nice professional green. It's this lovely sleek blue grey. I really do like it. It's a really nice build quality straight away. Pen feels good. Everything that you'd expect from a Boox device, including the full Play Store. I'm gonna get signed in and I'm gonna play with it, and I'm gonna come back with some thoughts after a little while. And now what's happened is Boox have truly forked their lines. So this is the Note Air line for those who want note taking mainly. And then the Tab Ultra line is for the productivity minded. But which should you buy? So I'm gonna create a note and it'll just be forgotten on the device because I'm not logged in yet. Yeah, you can swipe from the top or the bottom at any point to get home. And they brought it with tilt, which is really nice to see. It is a very grippy screen is what my first thoughts about that is. Not sure whether I love it, but it's a very note screen. So what about the software? Has that been forked also? Well, the Tab line brought a new launcher. I wondered if they would have just decided just to totally bin this more Note style of launcher, but they clearly haven't. They're clearly still going for this. One thing to say is you can put any launcher you want on this Android tablet, so you could make it look in any way that you want. But this new release has been launched with some interesting note-taking improvements, so I'll be looking at those later in the video as well. But the biggest issue with the Tab line has been how power hungry that GPU has been, and that's the thing. They've brought this with the Boox Super Refresh technology, and so far it's looking incredibly clean and clear. And that was a legitimate reason to actually stick with the Note Air 2 Plus. But have they managed to deliver the screen performance whilst improving the power management? I can't wait to find out. One more thing to get out of the box though. What's the case look like in this iteration? Would have thought it would feel somewhat similar to the Note Air 2 Plus case. No, it feels more akin to the Tab Mini case. This full wraparound for the pen. It is magnetic. That's very nice. It does feel a bit chunkier when it's in its case though. It has this weird thing where it can, I guess that lets it stand up, does it? How do you do it? Origami case they call it, don't they? I am famously bad with cases. Any help? I'll figure it out. So I'll get signed in, I'm gonna do a testing video, and that will be out right now on my channel if you want to become a channel member. So if you want to see a full, just 4K top-down video of me going through the initial testing once I'm all logged into this device, I'll leave that link in the description. So I asked if they were available now. The Note Air 3C is available now from the Boox website, but it will be a 2-week wait for the Tab Ultra C Pro. So I did figure out the case. Just folds right off the back there, fold that origami bit in, get it right, and then that flap goes on like so, and it stands up. And I do really like that mode. I think that I will miss the keyboard case from the Tab Ultra C, but I can imagine myself using this along with a Bluetooth keyboard. And here's a cheap one which was bundled into something that I've been reviewing recently. Cool, that's connected. This is incredibly light, and I guess I could easily carry this around if I wanted to. And I can see this portrait mode for typing away on this screen like a typewriter, maybe with a premium like Keychron mechanical keyboard for here at home, and this very lightweight cheap thing in my bag. It's good that you can actually still use this thing with very little compromise. You still have the book's voice typing input there on the screen at all times, and you can use that, and then this for editing. Yeah, that's the interesting point. When I compare this to the Tab Ultra C in the next video, you'll see how little compromise that there actually is between this and the Tab Ultra C. Now, in this release comes some new software features, so I'm going to have a little look around those. The first is called Smart Scribe, and you can access that by your AI panel here. And essentially what it is one stroke forming of smart objects, one stroke mark recognition. Firstly, one stroke, if you do a circle and hold it down, it will turn into a circle. Do a square, hold it down. Do generally any shape at all, hold it down, it will make that. That's really quick and easy. The other thing is now you don't actually need to go into the lasso to select things. So if I go select and I've got my AI on, I can just ring it and it selects it. I don't need to press the lasso function now. And all of my things are up here now as well. For instance, tags and linking, I could just add in. I don't know why it's gone back to lasso though. So that's called Smart Scribe. You can also delete things. So again, maybe you were wondering why on earth they've shipped this without an eraser, because this new software, do you even need an eraser on the back if actually that's going to work well like that? Well, that's great anymore. That's quite cool. Just tag that. So this on the surface doesn't seem like a huge update, but actually I think this will allow you to build out links and tables of contents and tags really easily and in a really fluid way. And it's going to actually rival some of the functionality of the Supernote that we all know and love. Really quite like that. The other new update is the linking, or the changes to the links. So now when we link, we can change to link to a different notepad. We can link to a place within a certain notepad, so we can link into this same notepad but onto a certain page. Now when I hold the button down, I can actually see that it's created the links there. There it is. So the tags get this little box around. It says something like you to hold down, and then it shows you like a tree of all the links. Is it if I actually delete the icon? That's just deleted the link. Since I did ask the question about those stacked links of my contact at books, and they showed me this. Essentially, the way it works is once you've gone through a link, you can at any point hold down these buttons here, and it will show you the kind of tree of where you've been, and therefore you can navigate around. So if I go forward to my contents page, little contents page I've made in here, and I want to go forward to this, now I can hold down on this, and I can see all the links that are available on the page there. So back to page 2, for instance. Well, I'm not so sure about those. Why in this link tree here that you can get, why is it showing me the pages rather than actually showing me the text that I've bothered to input into the link there? So links are really good. It's quite cool actually. Quite like that. So if I go to a contents page and make a new link, use the Smart Scribe feature, give it a little ring. It's also Smart Lasso, so it works out that I did want the rest of that word there. Link to notes. I have to go link to page to select this one. It should be, in my opinion, the first thing you get is linked to within this document. That's probably what most people will do. There we are. And I'm going to call it. So what I would say to books is actually, first of all, just actually do the OCR on that thing that I've circled. And then also in this link tree, call it the same thing there. So make it a bit snappier for me to make a kind of table of contents and a kind of route around my document, route around my notes. That would be really, really useful. But it's good. I quite like Smart Scribe. So I think there's more to figure out there. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe it's just not as easy to use as it should be. Talking about reading next, you also got double tap to convert. Not bad. So your handwritten notes can very easily become written notes. You also have, if you hold down, it will do a perfect underline, and the same with highlights. So free form. I don't want it to be a free form. Hold it down, it becomes a perfect highlight. That is a perfect highlight. Don't seem to be able to do what you can on some though, and just highlight whole rows like that. There's also the Smart Lasso option now rather than Free Lasso. So I can select objects with a Smart Lasso, which as you can see, I don't need to get it perfect, exactly what I wanted to lasso. These are quite cool features. Now furthermore, this is the biggest thing on this Note Air 3C, is that they've actually optimized the display, and it is got the same modes as you had on the Tab Ultra C. So they've introduced balance fast, ultra fast, rather than the older X modes and speed modes and things like that. As you can see, it clears up the white space really nicely. So let's go ahead and look at a browser, and you can see that it does exactly what the Tab Ultra series does, clearing out that white space beautifully as soon as you move something. So it means that you can live essentially in the balanced mode or ultra fast or fast modes, and you get a really good experience of really nice, crisp, clear images, great colors, and clear white space. It's just generally really good. It still doesn't perform quite as well at clearing up the black space, for instance. Maybe that's next. So I'm really not sure about something about this device, because one of the specs is listed as it's a 2.2 gigahertz processor. But then I opened up CPU-Z, and there it is, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 665 2.8 gigahertz processor. And you can see 4 of the cores are actually working at that speed currently. So you've got your kind of 4 efficiency cores and 4 fast cores. So this seems to be the same processor that is in the Tab Ultra C Pro. The Tab Ultra has the Snapdragon 665, but limited to the 2 gigahertz. So I'm kind of confused here about this family of processors that they've got. But in any case, this backs up, this is a no compromise device when you compare it to the Tab Ultra series. All of these latest devices seem to be using that same family of 665 chips. So it really gives me confidence, like going forward and using this device, that actually you're going to get the same performance as the Tab Ultra C Pro here. And I'm going to be using this device for the next 2 weeks at work, and I will bring you my thoughts. As always, you'll find links for this in the description. This device, the Note Air 3C and the Tab Ultra C Pro, are available first at the Onyx Boox website. And that's generally been the cheaper place to get the bundle with either this case or the keyboard case in the Ultra C Pro. So it's probably going to be the same thing for this one too. Let me know what you think about this device. I'm going to be making some comparison videos that'll be out very, very soon. And then I'll bring you my full review after 2 weeks actually using it at work.